The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Mode.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD Black Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege, powered by LG Ultragear in association with Fibernet, Zotac Gaming and Games The Shop. I'm your host Blackjack, and joining me is my co-host Foxy and our admin Mr. Reborn, as we are here for Division 3, the finale day 1. The beginning of the finale day of Division 3 in Season 3. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are so close to the end of Season 3. It's been a fantastic week. For the most part, we've had some issues here and there. But overall, it's been a great season, so to speak. It's not over yet. There are still Division 3 days left to go. And today, of course, we've got some very exciting games for all of our viewers at home. Instinct Esports will be taking on Negative Esports in the first match of today. And when it comes to Division 3, I believe everybody knows the map we're going to be going to. A Clubhouse is in play. Foxy, how do you feel on this fine afternoon?
I feel amazing, Blackjack. Now that we're officially coming down to the last 2 days, that is the play days in terms of how Season 3 has gone so far. Such an amazing experience it has been, casting these amazing matches. But now is real deal, because Division 3 happens to be the division where you have relegations coming in. Mind you, Division 3 teams that get relegated are out of the league. They don't go back to a Division 4 because nothing like that exists. But they'll be moved out, and that is exactly why it makes all the while more exciting, watching these finale matches of Division 3, because pretty much their lives are on the line, and they'll be playing exactly like that. Just a second as I quickly pull up the leaderboard that is how Division 3 is looking at right now. And let's take a quick look at it. Just a moment here, guys. Just have a little bit of a internet difficulty, but there we go. We'll be seeing Kieran Whalens take over the first spot, while Saber Esports happens to be on the last. Keeping in mind our present contenders, that is Instant Esports and Negative Esports, we'll be looking at Instant on the 7th spot, while Negative are not too far away, but on 5th one. That means Negative have themselves a little bit of a safe place. They're on the 5th position, but mind you, if they happen to go down to 6th, that just might be their that just might not be their play. They'll have to get relegated. But the real question is, will we see Instant Esports win today and tomorrow back to back to keep themselves alive in this game or not. So let's not waste any more time and get right into this match that is going to be Instinct Esports facing off Negative Esports on the beautiful map, now that I like to say, a boring map of Clubhouse. The first ban from Instinct Esports that is on defense, they'll be starting off on very interestingly, is I don't know, I'm expecting maybe a Thatcher or even a Maverick or Capita could do it as well. But there's been quite the change in terms of how the bans have gone so far for Clubhouse. Let's see how it is going to be in this case. Like quickly happened, just my audio. There we go. And we're seeing a Maverick ban come up. All right, quite interesting. That's pretty much a default ban, you know, when it comes to attack on Clubhouse nowadays. We might see a Thatcher ban, I believe, now that we're seeing Negative Esports have that little bit of freedom. Instant Esports definitely don't like playing against a Maverick, that we can clearly see. And there we go. The Thatcher ban does come in, like predicted. It's pretty much been the same for all the teams that play here. It's the Maverick or the Thatcher, or it's the Thatcher or the Capita, or it's sometimes even a Nomad, like the Demon's Force match. But I think that's just a little bit more of a targeted ban. Negative Esports will take out Kaid as well. A very standard ban set. And the last ban probably could be Maestro, even a Valkyrie is possible. Mira, maybe, yeah, that is definitely possible because Echo will be permanent banned until obviously we happen to get the fix for him. Those are his invincible yokai drones. And Clash gets banned out of all. Very interesting, very interesting pick from the side of, I believe that was Instinct Esports. Really interesting. I was not expecting a Clash ban come out, but that being said, we'll be up and running on round 1, Blackjack. Please give us an intro to this amazing roster that both these teams have.
Thank you for that introduction into the game, Foxy. And of course, the bans are done and dusted. Maverick, Thatcher, Kaid, and Clash, curiously enough, from the side of both these teams. With that being said, let's have a quick look at both of their rosters. From the side of Instinct Esports, we've got Anaconda, Seth, Asterix, Solar Flare, and Column Drive. And from the side of Negative Esports, we've got Ven, Sunny, Yakoba, Supreme, and Paranormal. And of course, this match, not just today, but tomorrow, both of the matches that these teams will be having matter very much for their standings in the league. Will they be able to secure themselves, at the very least, a ticket to stay in Division 3? Or will they be eliminated? One must win and the other must unfortunately lose. Who will that be? We will see right here in these next 2 days of play. Basement Church is going to be the site of choice from the side of Negative Esports on this defense right here. And, oh, wait, excuse me, Instinct's on the okay, I got confused for a second because I saw Instinct Blue, Negative Orange, but I didn't see the icon. That's certainly interesting. But Instinct is actually on the defense, and they are going to be the ones going to Basement Church. Now, Kaid may be banned, but of course we know the impact check on the kitchen hatch that lots of teams have opted for in lieu of the Kaid ban, of course. And we have Alibi in play as well as a Vigil. Both of them could go for the impact checks. I believe it will be Seth the Alibi, as we normally see the Vigil, of course, go out on a deep roam, as all 5 attackers are going to choose to spawn shipping dock in the meanwhile. Of course, the Nomad is in play. We have seen Nomad bans on Clubhouse before. It's not like we haven't. But Paranormal, of course, is going to have the free way to play the Nomad for the time being. Oop, and Anaconda with a little bit of lag right there. He's still safe, and looks like it will be a 3-man sight hole from the side of Instinct Esports defense right now. As not too sure where the other defenders went. Oh, there's actually a prone peek by Asterix, I think that is, on the strip club drone. Another Solar Flare, but Bandit, and he's been spotted out by the drone, of course. He's still going to stick it out here. Meanwhile, strip club is being pushed into... No! The Ash was caught throwing a flashbang, and Solar Flare will take full advantage of that. Supreme goes down, and that is a big kill right now. He might find another one. Will he? Shots are fired, and yes, he does, but he gets refragged onto instantly by Sunny, who was there to get the kill. Meanwhile, Asterix is going to find Ven, and right now, the attackers have not managed to make their way into the map. They've been stopped at Strip Club. Paranormal's right now in, of course, changing room. There's only so much leeway the man can find for himself. Asterix makes his way back towards the bathroom of first floor. He's done a bit of damage, and of course, Solar Flare has done a bit of damage with him. It is a 4 versus 2 right now. Sunny and Paranormal have to pull this out for their team because Negative Esports are not on a good start. A run out from Kitchen Cold Room might happen. Sunny's aware of the window breaking, but there's also the window broken on the mid-stairs window of main stairs, that is. That's a Vigil right there, Anaconda, but the Jaeger's still in Cold Room. making the attackers very, very weary of where to go from. Sun is going to choose to rappel up towards the jacuzzi balcony. Looks like he'll be able to do that, and Paranormal might just join him right now. Both attackers are all down to Paranormal in a 1v3 on the main stairs with less than 50 seconds remaining for the man. He's gonna get peeked by the visual, lit up, and he will not be getting any kills right here as Anaconda is the man to secure that second one for himself. And that, of course, gave Negative Esports on the defense a beautiful beginning to round one, shutting down Instinct. That, of course, gives Instinct Esports a beautiful. Again, it's the blue team, orange team confusion. But as I was saying there, beautiful beginning to Instinct Esports on the defense, shutting down Negative's attack. And that, of course, will give them round one.
Really good round indeed for the side of Instant Esports. That aggression definitely paid off. And when it comes to clubhouse defense, they do not even have to imply on the bans that went down. Usually the bans that you're able to see right now on the screen, they happen to be the ones that saturate the meta. The breaches happening, the plans going down, the pushes as well. All of that, nothing will be done because right now, Sneeze what they just want to bring guns alive. As I take a quick moment to sneeze over here, just a second. There we go. So as I was saying, Instant Esports definitely. Thank you, Blackjack. We'll be seeing Instant Esports come up with a CCTV. We'll do once again CCTV and cash this time around. We might not necessarily see an extended roam hold from them. That happens to be on the side of construction. Sometimes it happens to be downstairs on the upper lounges and lower lounges area. Sometimes even it happens to be on the side of bedroom and garage. I believe exactly we'll be having a little bit of a garage presence now that Seth is playing the dog. But the real emphasis is going to be in the gunfights that they like to pick. Instant Esports has been that team that, like I said,
attackers are moving out to locate a
might
bomb
have
and
not say
defuse it.
Instant Esports is the Demon's Force of Division 3 because they love to keep picking gunfights. We did see that kind of aggression pay them off in the first round. Let's see if Negative Esports happen to stand against that or not. Mind you, Negative Esports on week 1 happened to play on Clubhouse against Team Super, and they happened to win that match 7-5. That has been the history for Negative Esports on this map. While Instant Esports have a better statistics when it comes to a map like Coastline. Let's see if this time around Clubhouse will be their safe doing, or will just be a place where Negative Esports can put themselves up higher on the leaderboard, because that is definitely something that they need to do now that Division 3 has essentially become it's kind of a death box. It's like that slaughterhouse position where you've got to be in the top 5, or else you get relegated. And if you get relegated, you make your way through the qualifiers of Season 4, all the way from how many number of teams have registered, and that is just a long way back to it again. Let's see who's going to be having to do that much hard work again. Definitely you want to avoid such stuff, but we'll be seeing Asterix playing down below with Colombo. Looks like he wants to pick a fight here, but already the fight's been picked by Solar Flare. He's got the C4 and a bit of a C5 coming in from him, and he's not going to win that gunfight this time around. Sledge gets one and went onto another. Anaconda and Solar Flare will bite the dust. It's all down to the Valkyrie who's downstairs on the roam. While we're seeing Seth and Colombo play on side. No, actually the Valkyries come back to side as well. I think the C4 is to play here from her. Yes, it is. The C4 will not be pre-placed anywhere. That means that that explosive is something that the attack will definitely have to worry about. Asterix going for an aggressive peek, I believe. Oh, yes, he will. He's going to hold this side. Oh, no, he's going to catch Thermite off guard. Yakuba goes down. And that's a nice down coming in. The C4 is out as well. And that is a bad positioning from that C4. And the Nomad charge is going to catch the Valkyrie out. For some reason, I'm not sure what she was doing. Kalondra is going to bite the dust Supreme on a double kill over there. It's all on a Seth and 1 versus 5 ace clutch situation. He's going to spot one of them. And there's just flashes coming in through that doorway. He's got a nice angle to work with, but he's not going to survive that for long. He's going to get spotted out. He has to move around and move whatever little he can. He's not even going to find the first frag as Negative Esports have themselves a flawless round off the back of Instant Esports trying to pick gunfights again and again, and not just having not even having to pick those gunfights an advantage. They just wanted to peek everything, and that is what bit them in the back. Round 3 will be underway, and the score is equalized in this early game. Let's see what round 3 will bring us.
Both the teams, of course, have the ball rolling for themselves, as it were. One of the things you want to do, especially on a map like Clubhouse, is get your rounds on board, regardless of whether or not you're on defense or attack. Although, to be, perfectly honest, being on attack on Clubhouse is a bit of a disadvantage. This is a fairly defender-sided map, so to speak, as we see Anaconda go for the 6th pick out of the Valkyrie into the Bandit. We're going to be heading back to CCTV and Cashroom, of course. And right now, Negative Esports want to have as many rounds on board as possible. A 4-2, even a 3-3 would be a good situation to be in, because then they can go into defense with pretty much a fresh start in hand from an equalized score count. And being on the defense on Clubhouse, we all know is, again, a fairly advantageous situation. Meanwhile, Anaconda just gonna stand here, reflect upon everything, make sure he's all of his hardware is working properly. Unless, yep, there we go. I was about to say unless he's lagging out, but he's clearly not. He's just AFK for the time being. Was AFK for just a minute, I think. But he's back. He's ready to do the bandit kicking.
10 seconds to go.
I believe there might be a shield placement or an ADS/Womai placement towards the drone hole of Red Stairs in the meanwhile to protect him from the Zofia. But somebody's got to, of course, be in first floor lounge to stop, say, the Ash or the Zofia or anybody really, slides with the grenades for that matter, from taking him out from below. Lots of protection has to go in if a team decides to bandit trick on CCTV these days, because there's just so much utility the attackers can use against a bandit that doesn't even have to involve the Thatcher. Playing around the Thatcher band has become pretty normal these days, I'd say. That being said, of course, it's a curious set of reinforcements you're seeing from the side of Negative Esports. The way they've set it up is they've got a rotation in and out of construction, and one reinforcement on the cash wall facing CCTV, which has been bandit tricked. Bandited. That is, the shockwire is in there for the time being. As seen this before in a lot of divisions, not just in Division 3, of course, but this is one of those holds that isn't used all the time, because it can backfire pretty heavily if the team isn't fully coordinated. Asterix, of course, holding down with a shield facing towards the logistics wall and himself peeking towards the door to construction. Ven, we're gonna pop out the window of construction in the meanwhile, as I think there's a breach charge on the gym bedroom main wall that Panda was entering from. He's got a good area to walk around in, of course. Anaconda, however, is on bar, and he's of course got Column Drive down the main stairs as well. Both the German brothers on the roam. One of them, of course, is going to be looking for a bit of a C4 play as well, Anaconda, that is, as there's a breach out of the construction single wall next to where Asterix's shield is. Interestingly enough, the Thermite decides to go for that breach, not for the CCTV main wall, as it looks like the focus is not in that area either. Anaconda sitting on stage right now, right below the hash with Womai as well, so he can get the perfect callouts from his teammate. As flashbangs and Zofia's lifelines are being thrown in towards construction to burn out all the ADSs and Womai magnets in the region. More flashbangs coming as another magnet is thrown by the Womai. Columdra's going to be going for a flank right now. Will he find someone though? He might find Sunny inside of logistics if he goes for this peak. This is going to be sitting on the time being. Nitro comes out and Anaconda will find Paranormal in the meanwhile. A great play from the Bandit to get things rolling for the team, and now Negative Esports are in a bad spot. 5 versus 4 going into less than 40 seconds in the round as Jacoba's going to be spotted. He's going to go for the rotate, but Columdra on the flank has found one. Will he find two? He will! As Solofil finds another one. That's Jacoba down. And the Jaeger has been refragged onto, but it's all done to Supreme in a 1v4. That is an ace clutch situation. He's going to find his second one. Will he find his third, though? Shots are fired. He lights up Solar Flare, but there's only so much he can do, and he will be taken off the board as well. Solar Flare with the SMG-11 finishes off the last attacker, and Instinct Esports with a beautiful defensive hold on CCTV. Once again, not even letting the attackers get remotely close to sight, finishing them off on pretty much the other side of the map. And that gives round 3 to them. They take the lead. 2-1 is the scoreline going into round 4.
A really good round coming in from the side of the defense, and to play that to perfection, I'm gonna have to be honest, the way the entirety of the round turned out, they had the attacker stalling, and more than that, the flank definitely something that that did act as a spearhead, for the kind of defense they were trying to pull off, and the patience obviously paying it off. Perfectly well done. Let's see if that is going to be the saving grace once again as we proceed ahead into this matchup. We'll be seeing Church and Arsenal Room once again being brought up by Instant Esports, and that is definitely something. Wait a minute, is this Is this the first time that they're going to church in Arsenal? I didn't.
Attackers need to locate
No,
and
no, no,
defuse
no.
the
Yes.
bomb.
They've been
No,
to church in
they
Arsenal.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first
Back in
one,
round
right?
one.
Yep. So let's see if that is going to be the case or not for them. As we will be proceeding ahead over here. Asterix is just chilling out. We're getting some reinforcements being done. Start around the corner with the Valkyrie as well. Solar Flailer on the lesion. He's going to make sure that all the reinforcements come alive from him as well. Seth will be playing the Whistle this time around. That means the home game is still on point. But oh yeah, now that I think about it, the first round itself was downstairs, but they just happened to be
10
end the
seconds
match
to
a
go.
little too early outside the map. So yeah, I get it. Anyway,
5
we'll be
seconds
seeing
left.
ourselves head into this matchup set once again. I believe he's trying to go for a
Attackers are
spawn peak,
moving out
but
to locate a
we
bomb.
won't be
and
doing
defuse
any
it.
of that, at least not as of now. Let's see if he can get some conversions in or not. The attackers choosing to spawn once again on the shipping docks area. They'll be making their way towards the side, towards the west side of this map. As the set will be playing in the gym bedroom. Alright, he's playing in the gym right now. He's not going to hatch open either, but he might as well use his impacts to do that. I think Sunny is stationed outside the jacuzzi. Well, that means he'll be exchanging fire with this Vigil any moment. Now Colombra will be on top as well. Colombra, the highest fragger for one of the highest fragger for Division 3 and the third highest fragger for this entire season that he's been so far. We'll be seeing Seth still hold that down very perfectly. Yokoba has made his way onto the side of the strip club hallway. Very interesting. The kind of the push that is coming in from the side of Negative Esports is definitely very interesting. They are happening to employ so much more, I would say, so much more emphasis in terms of how they like to clear out the strip club area first and then push up towards making the breaches happen on the side kitchen. Sunny has made his way inside. He's got to spot out one of the defenders playing on the solo mattress. I think he has. He's watching for that little angle that he's got for himself. But Colon Drive has heard the sledgehammer going ham on that wall. He'll be watching this angle, but I don't think for long. We're seeing Seth taking some of the Zofia mines, and he does exchange a few shots with the Zofia, but no harm done to either of them. They're just stalling this out, but Seth is going to move away at the right time, and the Nomad charge is coming in. That is definitely going to throw some. Oh boy, look at that possible flank from Column Drive is in, and yes, he goes to the ward. He's not even going to find the Nomad as the position is now being conveyed. Nomad doesn't know the hole created by the sledge, and he's going to get taken out just by that. The Nomad charge was still into play. The Column Drive does get that frag, but he's fallen back at least for a second. Zotac comes in with the peak while the sledge is coming in as well. Sledge is going to be the converter. That frag as well. So Sunny is the man on the gun. SMG-11 comes into play. Seth is still playing on the side of CCTV. He's just going to have to fall back towards garage. I think he's going to have to go for a long rotate and back to side. They've done the job. They wasted more than enough time, but looks like that is not enough for the Vigil. The Thermite is here to get that frag as well. That's a free kill essentially for Yakoba as the Vigil was caught walking back to the side. Asterix will still be holding this little angle from blue extended hallway while we have the attackers having a little more steady, a little more comfortable push being established now that they want to stand on a man count advantage as well. Mind you, no breach on Jackson has been done. That means that gives so much more room to work with for the side wings. In Esports,
Frag grenade out.
Grenade comes out, but not to connect though.
Seconds
We're
remaining.
seeing the Ash push up. Supreme is going to go down. That's the Legion coming alive. Solar Flare is going to find
10 seconds to
another,
go.
another down comes out. That's your son. That's Sunny on the board. It's 3 versus 2 now in the
Attackers
favor of
bomb
negative,
diffuser has been
and it
dropped.
won't be because
5
it's all
seconds
under
remaining.
one attacker, and Paranormal will be all the way on the side of the church rotation.
Operators,
No
you are out of
conversion because
time.
there's no time left. Nation Esports walk away with round 4 off the back of an amazing defense that they had to bring out on their roam game. Really well played. Round 5 be underway.
And once again, Instinct Esports on the defense, proving the fact that wasting time for the attackers with a perfectly placed roam game, maybe even taking a couple out, is the play to be had on a defender-sided map like Clubhouse. Very well done to them. 3-1 is the scoreline going into round 5. And now, of course, Negative Esports are in a bit of a pinch. They need to win these next 2 rounds if they want to have a chance of keeping themselves in the running for this match on Clubhouse. Because if you allow, of course, the side of the side of Instinct to get away with too many rounds on defense, then going into attack, they will be very comfortable and very relaxed, not exactly in a pressurized situation. Negative, right now, of course, the onus is on them to
Attackers need to
equalize the
locate
scoreline
and
here,
defuse as many
3-3,
bombs as they
going
can.
into round 6. Otherwise, it's not going to be good for them, even if they are on the defense, of course. Even if Clubhouse is a defender-sided map, you do want your rounds, at the very least, an equalized round count to begin on defense, just like the first defending team gets on the 0-0 mark. There is a bit of emphasis once again from the side of Instinct Esports. The side is gym bedroom, that is. There's the emphasis I'm talking about is towards the side of Cash. And Anaconda, of course, bringing out the castle with the Super 30, making those rotates, those lines of sight that the castle can make. And of course, as Foxy was talking about a couple days ago, castle has received the proximity alarms in place of its impact grenades as pretty much its default secondary gadget, right? That is a pretty big buff that a lot of people are yet to properly catch on. The proximity alarms, of course, are a pretty big gadget. They have the potential to change up the meta, change up defender holds and strategies by quite a bit. Then again, it's probably one of those gadgets that people playing Rainbow Six don't really have a particular favor for. There's a whole lot of reasons behind that, but we're not going to get into that today. Yakoba, in the meanwhile, is going to be breaching CCT walls any second now, as Column Drive is sitting inside of Oil Pit. Below the ladder, the drone is not going to see what he's playing because his gadget is, of course, activated. And there we go, the hard breach is done. The Thermite is going to be able to breach in towards the side of CCTV. Meanwhile, Sunny, he was trying to find anybody in All Pit, but the Vigil, of course, has moved back towards Blue for the time being. Anaconda playing through construction. He's got a line of sight through the construction double wall towards, yep, there you go. You see Akoba getting damaged there, and that is exactly why the castle is doing work using the line of sight created for himself. Meanwhile, another Thermite Heartbeat goes off, and that is towards the double reinforcement wall in Cash facing CCTV. All 5 attackers, I think, are in this general vicinity of CCTV. Not exactly, there's 4. Yes, Supreme is, of course, down below on a lounge outside of Garage. Columbia is still below. He could go for once again a huge play with a flank right now. The remaining 4 defenders, of course, are well aware of the push happening from the side of Negative Esports. Then is going to break open the construction window in an effort to find somebody. But again, this push from Negative Esports can be taken very far down south, as Sunny's going to take a bit of damage as well off the back of sounds like the castle shooting. And that is it. Yes, indeed. Sunny outside of the bedroom window, as the castle playing behind the mattress is going to be spotted out. Asterix is going to find Ven in the meanwhile through logistics, looks like, and that is the Jackal down. Once again, time is running out for the side of Negative Esports, and it is a 5 versus 4 going into this push. Sunny's going to decide to push in towards Jim, but the proximity alarm is going to give away his position, and the shots are in from the castle. Asterix is going to find another one that's paranormal down, as Yakoba is going to refrag onto Asterix for that kill, but it's all done to Supreme and Yakoba. The FBI for the side of Negative Esports have to pull this out. It's a 2 versus 4 right now. Not looking good. Once again, Silver is going to find Yakoba. That is your Thermite down. Supreme is very low on HP, and he'll be found by Seth. The pistol comes out from the man, as Supreme is going to go down, and the Legion on the red stairs will find that kill. As, oh boy, it is round 5 that goes in the favor of the defenders once again, and it is 4-1 going into round 6, the last round before role swap.
Well, quite interestingly, we're seeing Instinct Esports take the maximum advantage of that they can, while they happen to be on defense, and more than that, they've been doing amazingly well. That round as well, it did come close, I would say, in a way. It did come down to the solo plays that they're trying to pull off the side of the defense, I mean. But then again, it's, you know how this game works, and it's no surprise on how the attackers got a little too overcommitted, you know, in terms of the push that they were trying to make. Let's see if going ahead this match we'll be finding something like that or not. And this round will be underway. We'll be seeing ourselves take us. Oh, never mind.
Defenders, protect your bombs
oh,
from
there we
being
go.
defused
It's
by
loaded
attackers.
back, and we'll be seeing ourselves go on. Wait, is that a shotgun on Yakoba? I see. That's a Thermite running the shotgun. Wait a minute. Is yeah. All right. Very interesting though. We're seeing the shotgun play come out from him. The site once again is going to be CCTV and Cash. All right. The reinforcements and the placements in terms of how the shield and stuff is all classic. It's all very common, I would say, in terms of how they've been.
10 seconds remaining.
That being said, we'll be proceeding ahead with the prep phase being done. Seth, indeed coming for the Legion last time as well. Seth has been quite the
Attackers are moving out to
quite
locate a
the
bomb and
wild
defuse
card
it.
that Instant Esports have been needing, but looks like the wild card that they'll be bringing out this time around from the side of Negative Esports is going to be one playing the Monte. Quite interesting pick over there. Looks like they want to have a swift clear and swift take on the side of the Garage. Let's see if they'll be able to do that or not. They're going to make the push happen. Yes, they will. Yakoba is still watching. Alright, my OCD is somehow. There we go. Thank you. We'll be seeing Asterix hold down, and for some reason I've lost
Bomb
the audio.
located by attackers.
There's got to be something with me doing about this, I'm sure. There's no issue on the host end, but definitely I've got to fix up my audio at some point. Alright. We'll be coming back here. We're seeing Yakoba go for a possible breach, but he's got the support of nobody, at least as of now. Still seeing Sunny do stuff along with Solar Plays, make some angles, and the reinforcement on that soft wall being done close to the side of CCTV and Cash. Very interesting, not something I was expecting them to pull out. Garage will also be abandoned by the side of Instant Esports, and that is something that they want to do, at least as of now. Possible speed coming in from the side of Anaconda here, and that is exactly why you would want to hold Garage down. I mean, they've been put from Sunny as well, but the speed part from Solar Flare is going to be set losing a ton of HP, and Column Drive, meanwhile, is going to be the fragger here who gets a frag onto Supreme. That's your Zofia off the board, a very important and a very influential frag indeed. I'm still seeing Seth hold this down, but he's not aware that there's a drone that has spotted him out and is taking him out as well. A really good conversion indeed coming in from him, but Colombo is already gone for the frag. He's going to find one. Yes, he will. That's a diffuser down, but he doesn't know there's still two more to find, and they won't be quick enough to refrag on him. That's a mistake done by Negative Esports already. Sunny though, meanwhile, he's not going to back down, not without a fight. He's got to get a frag done, as Mountain is eating away so much utility for the defenders, but that is also stopping the push in their attack. But no, it won't, because
Attackers
the
recover the
loses to
diffuser.
Sunny. Sunny doing so much damage to the side of Instant Esports here. He essentially pulled those two impactful frags, and now it's all under Asterix and Solar Flare. Let's see if that is going to be the case for them to turn this into a victory or not. When still trying to be a little sneaky peeky, he's not going to find anything. There's still one smoke wave left on Solar Flare. There's that they need, but no Asterix comes in, and when it's going to go down, that's a really nice frag coming in from him. Hit that rotate from the window on towards the side of the L window, as we like to say. We'll still be seeing them hold this down. Let's see if that is going to be a conversion that they can make. Smoke waves go off, only 20 seconds left, and no, the peak is going to get punished by Asterix. Look at that, the Bomai goes down. That's a triple kill for Sunny's back. He might as well get the quad if he gets Solar Flare. Let's see if he can do that or not. 1 versus 2 for Solar Flare to fight against. He's been influential so far. He's not even going to find the first frag as Negative Esports walk away. It's round 6 before the roll swap. Really well played by Negative Esports over there, as it only stands to see if this match gets all the while more interesting. It's been a 2 and 4 rounds, but still seeing Instant Esports happen to be at the top with a marginally very comfortable lead.
Absolutely. Instinct Esports right now on the attack sit 4-2 on a roll swap round 7, that is, and they definitely have a lot of wiggle room, as they say, to, you know, even if they have a couple of mishaps in attack, seeing as we are on Clubhouse. Second floor CCTV is going to be the site of choice on the side of Negative Esports. In the meanwhile, they need to get their rounds on board because, of course, as we take a look at the standings right here, Negative, they sit in a better position than Instinct, of course. 5th spot, 2 wins and 3 losses. Not terrible, so to speak, but Instant Esports are, you know, in a particularly perilous spot. They need to win 2 back-to-back games to secure themselves a spot in Division 3, to stay in Division 3 and not get relegated back to the qualifiers. Because, of course, as Foxy mentioned, there is no Division 4, sadly. But I think that, of course, is for the best. As right now, the onus is going to be on Negative Esports to get the rounds on board for themselves. Instinct, they sit in the lead. They can be a little comfortable with how they go into things, but again, they probably won't be because of where they stand in the leaderboard. You want to win your rounds. You want to get your matches on board, your points in, with hopefully a large enough round differential to protect yourself from that statistic, as well as Jacoba's going to go for a shotgun play with the Bandit as well, the M870, the meme cannon, and of course a very powerful shotgun in and of its own right is in play from one of the German brothers. Interestingly enough, of course, Sunny, I believe, is also running the shotgun, the M5 and A1 from the mute, along with the SMG-11. He has an SMG secondary, which gives him the comfortability to do that. Of course, the Bandit and Jaeger do not. So, interesting to see, it's going to be interesting to see how Yakoba employs the shotgun. He's going to have to bide his time, sort of, and wait for much closer angles to peek as the Buck is already inside of Lounge, along with the Sophia, trying to find where the Bandit is tricking. But of course, Yakoba doesn't look like he's in that general region. No, he is not. However, Ven is here on the blue stairs to find Asterix, and that's a pretty big kill right there. Yakoba takes a bit of damage in the meanwhile, but Negative Esports have started things off strong, taking down the Ash, dropping the diffuser, as Yakoba's going to be juiced up from the dock, but he's going to be down from below and taken off the board by the Zofia. Unfortunately, one of Doc's 10 pistols ends up being wasted on a Bandit who ended up dying immediately after. Round 7 is moving forward. It is a 4 versus 4. Man count is equalized, but Ven once again on a flank towards Lounge. Will he find what the Zofia doesn't know where he is? And he will! That's a kill right there. A double kill for Ven for that matter. The Jaeger is doing quite a bit of work for his team. The Buck has recovered the diffuser. It's going to be going towards Stocks, looks like, as a push towards the Jaeger is an order. They want to get him off the board. As Sulfur is going to find Ven. There you go. The Jaeger is down and out. The German brothers are off the board for the side of Negative right now. 3 versus 3 with less than a minute and 30 remaining. But that is plenty of time. Sunny going to take a bit of damage as well. Not sure where that came out of, but somebody now knows that there is the Doc Paranormal sitting inside of Catwalk as Sulfur is going to find Sunny. In the meanwhile, he's going to find another. That's a triple kill for the Buck. He's turned things around very heavily. Moved in towards the site. He's inside the cache, but he won't have the time to plant because, of course, Anaconda is going to find the kill onto Paranormal. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Instinct Esports with a brilliant attack. They were down 2 members, but they did not give up, bringing the round count, the man count back in their favor, and taking their lead even farther. 5-2 is the scoreline. Round 7 was, of course, theirs, and round 8 is in play.
Round 8 definitely will be in play, and they're 1 round away from taking this to match point. Definitely a position that Instant Esports want to come out strong on. Like we said, we've already specified this a little too much. The fact that Instant Esports happened to way back, and look at that, the scoreboard once will be getting to see from Mr. Rebound. Thank you. Solar Flare on 10 frags, while we're seeing Sunny on 7 frags. That influential round from Sunny, cannot forget the kind of emphasis the Sledge had on that garage push that he had to make. He missed in the Jaeger the first time, but no, he got that right back. We'll be up and running on round 8. 5-2 is the scoreline indeed. And Instant Esports looks like they want to definitely secure this victory for them.
Locate and defuse as
They'll
many
be
bombs
moving in
as
a
they
whole
can.
lot stronger if they do so, because the way Instant Esports looks like right now on the leaderboard, not so comfortable. They might as well happen to go back. You know, they might as well have to make their way back from the qualifiers. But let's see. It only stands to see, because you know this essentially today and tomorrow are the finale days. So if you happen to play a little stronger, you know, to play this properly, still might have a surviving chance, mind you. But surviving chance for Negative Esports happens to be a little more in the probability that they're not able to convert on.
10
Negative
seconds
Esports
to
is on 5th position, while Instinct is on 7th. That means if Negative happens to win this, they will be cementing their victory inside Division 3. They won't be going anywhere. You know, they won't be happening to go on towards Division 2 with the promotions, but they are definitely going to be staying back in Division 3. That means that just gives them all the while more support, all the while more. It just gives them all the while a more better competitive outlook without having to go through the entirety of the qualifiers. Once again, let's see if Instant Esports is going to secure their ticket. It essentially does come down to this, you know, when you think about it. Oh boy, but coming in. Sunny's going to find Solar Flare, but Colombo is going to find Sunny. That's a very quick refract coming in from the side of Instinct. Really well done as well. But
attackers have
what I was trying
located
to
a bomb.
imply is the fact that it does come down to the fact that Instant Esports is essentially the fate decider for Negative Esports. If Instinct wins this, Negative can't go to. Oh boy, that M870 play comes in, but it's not going to connect to anything. Colombo is going to be the one to get that frag with Yakoba. Yakoba looks like he's running the shotgun meta quite a bit, but the Jaeger's not yet spotted up. But get down, that's a quick frag from Wen, and look at that, the sniper kill in fact. From the carbine, comes in from the Jaeger, really well played. So we'll be seeing Asterix play awfully close to this window while the main is happening from the thermite. Somebody has to convert that into a frag, but no, Paranormal is taking a few shots instead of landing some. And he's gonna have to fall back on the 90. The catwalk is already coming from the Ash. He's gonna find the Jaeger. Does he find the dock? Will he find the dock? Yes, he will. That's a really nice push from Asterix. They could have won Instant Esports a run already and take the last one maybe. Oh yes, no, it won't. Actually, the Wamai is going to find a double frag. He's not going to find the third. No, he won't. And that is where Seth comes in with the thermite rush without the plant, and that is how Instant Esports like to play this map. That is exactly how Instant Esports will secure themselves a match point against Negative Esports today. Round 9 will be underway, but from a massive score difference that it looks like. Instinct stay on 6, while Negative stay on 2.
Match point is secured for the side of Instinct Esports, and what a day it has been for them. Absolutely shutting down Negative Esports before they can come up with any solutions to the way Instinct has been playing. And look at that. Solar Flare, 10 kills to the man, 7 to Asterix, 8 to Column Drive, 5 to Anaconda, and Seth with 2 backing his team up with support and intel more so than frags, of course. Role distribution is something that competitive Rainbow Six teams look very heavily at, and when it comes to the support intel player, that is, it doesn't necessarily matter the amount of kills they have if they're getting their breaches done, if they're getting the drones in, if they're letting their team know where to execute and when to do it. That is, that matters, of course, quite a bit as well. Now, of course, down in Basement Church from the defending team, they have changed up sites from CCTV. Attempted it twice, didn't work. Instinct goes to match point. Negative right now needs to, again, they need to buckle up. They need to pull up their socks, as they say. And Jacoba looks like he really, really likes the shotgun meta. And it's been 50-50, I'd say, for him so far. He's got to be careful with, well, not as careful with this shotgun as the LSF-12. I was talking about this the other day with Foxy. Oh! Paranormal nearly taking Supreme's head off right there while trying to do a little bit of aim training on those prop weapons in the Basement Church and Arsenal. But as I was saying, of course, Jacoba bringing out the FO12 on the Ella. It's a pretty powerful shotgun. It did have a change, like an increase in its recoil a few patches ago, but that really has not affected its overall lethality. And that makes this shotgun very dangerous, especially when paired with Ella's Gershmots. And looks like there's going to be a pest as well to stop the Gershmot coming in. Seth is already here. That push is going to come in, and there you go. The FO12 is going to demolish Seth, delete him off the server, and now there's a caster coming for a push. Going to take out the barbed wire right there. But again, Jacoba has pulled back. He's got his RG-15 out, the pistol with the sight. He's going to be covering his back with Gershmot as well. As the push of the blue is in from the side of Instinct, but no, Supreme's going to find one more. That's Asterix off the board. He'll be refragged onto by the IQ, who was coming in through the hallway. And that is Solar Flare starting things off for the side of Instinct as well. But it's a 3 versus 4 right now. Not attacking, looking amazing for the side of Instinct Esports. That is. Nope, the Legion goes down from the IQ. The G8A1 pre-firing away. He's going to find 2. Jacoba and Sunny are off the board. And suddenly it's a 3 versus 2. Ven and Paranormal have to do something about this because they're in a spot and the IQ is already inside his sight. Arsenal of boxes. Ven's going to find one with the Z4. That's Column Drive down. But the flashbangs are coming in. The G8A1, is it downing the pulse? Yes, it is. And it's all done to Ven. The Mozzie caught in a 1v2. But the diffuser is not on the side of the attackers. He's going to find one. He's going to down one, that is. But the P10 only has so much ammo. The pistol's out. Will he find him? No, he won't. And Solar Flare with the ace. The IQ with the G8A1 with some fantastic plays and lengthy pre-fires for that matter is going to give the round to Instinct Esports. Ladies and gentlemen, they are your victors here on a Clubhouse. They have taken it 7-2, taking Negative Esports to the cleaners and completely shutting them down, as that is the end of the first match of the day. All right, so the first match of the day, of course, is outdone and dusted, excuse me, as we'll be taking a bit of a short break right before we come back with the second game of the day. That is another exciting one. Team Super will be taking on Saber Esports, which should be a very, very exciting indeed. But we will see you with that game after this short break. Stay tuned. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WWE Black Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege, powered by LG Ultragear in association with AC Fibernet, Zotac Gaming, and Games the Shop. I'm your host Blackjack, joining me with my co-host Foxy, and of course I'm Mr. Reborn, as we are here for the second game of the first finale day of Division 3. This is going to be Team Super taking on Save Esports on the map of Cafe Dostoyevsky. And we're going to be heading into Cafe right here, not Clubhouse. Although, as far as I'm aware, Savory Esports are pretty partial to Clubhouse. Looks like we're not going to be going there right now. As, Savory Esports are, of course, just waiting for their last man to join in. Team Super are all in the lobby. And we are going to be getting on with the game nice and quickly. But with that being said, let's have a quick look at the standings right here. As Team Super, they stand on 4th. They have won 2 and lost 3 in this division so far. Of course, being on 4th is all right. Pretty much he's going to be staying in. This team is going to be staying in Division 3 for Season 4. But if they manage to win and topple Team Area 69, that's above them, onto the 3rd spot, they'll be looking at a promotion, and that is something they will have in their minds. Save, on the other hand, not a good position at all. Dead last with only 1 game won out of the 4 that they've played. And mind you, Save Esports, they came into Division 3 being probably one of the most hyped teams of Division 3 and one of the most favored for getting the promotion into Division 2, seeing as they were basically 7-0ing everyone they came across. But coming to the divisions has resulted in them being dead last, looking at a elimination unless they manage to win 2 games back-to-back, at the very least today and tomorrow. And that is going to be very important for them if they want to stay in the league and not get eliminated. As Foxy, what do you think about both of these teams and the stakes that are on hand for them?
Saber Esports definitely was a surprise, in terms of how they came out to be a shocker. Completely walking over everybody on the qualifiers and not able to perform. In fact, on their first match of the league, that is the Division 3, they happened to get 0-7. That is, they faced a 7-0. And that is something that nobody was expecting, I'm pretty sure, because the way they happened to put out a reputation, the way they walked into the qualifiers, definitely that must be, a little demoralizing for them, definitely. And I think that has been stuck around for Seva quite a long. And now that I think about it, I hate to, I'm actually sad for Seva at this point, because even if they happen to win their matches today and tomorrow, it's not going to be essentially something that they will be able to, they'll be able to make the best of, because the time that they had to win those matches is already gone. They've had so many losses racked up for them, is just not a place that they can walk back from. And speaking of which, Seva is what's, though, more importantly, is the fact that
Foxy.
Yeah.
Calm down. Your voice is going all over the
Is
place
it?
on
Is it?
Discord. Yeah.
Oh boy.
It is. Yeah.
My internet definitely needs to
Yep.
it needs to chill, I believe. All right, it looks good on my end. I just
Is it?
hope I sound a little more than okay on stream. I definitely don't want the viewers to have a little bit of a not so good time, you know what I mean? Let's see how that is. We'll be proceeding ahead with the match any moment now, as just waiting. But speaking about Seva, though, I'm audible way better than before, I believe. Yeah. No? Am I?
You are audible, Foxy. Don't get me wrong.
Alright.
But
As
for
in-
me, it still sounds like you're speaking through like a robotic.
All right. Reborn, can you confirm if I'm
Give me
sounding like a robot?
just a second. Give me just a second.
All right. So we just got a little bit
No,
of a...
you're good on stream. It's probably just
Oh.
my end.
Cool. It's these type of things always happen. We cannot just happen to pinpoint the problem sometimes, but that's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, it's an amazing broadcast that we're both getting to do, and Reborn is more than helpful to help us do that as well. We'll be seeing our match go in. In fact, we'll be going into the match, and you will be going outside the Discord lobby, Blackjack. All right. We'll be seeing Team Super come up with the defense, and Save Esports will be on attack. Team Super, though, they've definitely had their fair share of surprises. They haven't really performed to the expectations, and Finally, week 2 happened to be a little better for them, in terms of how it went down. But that being said, let's proceed to the match in hand. The finale day one for Team Super, as this might as well be the deciding fate if Super decides to. All right, so Seva, they themselves cannot secure their way back in Division 3 safe spot. But here's what Seva can do by winning their finale day matches. They can deny Super of staying alive in Div 3 and take them with for the fall. That is, Seva Esports can drag Team Super down, and they can drag the team that is playing next as well. And that is something that just excites the standings of the league so much, that the way it's interdependent on the teams playing, and that is exactly why finale days get all the while more exciting. Let us see if we'll be seeing Seva Esports win this match and drag Team Super down in the rankings, or will we see Team Super defeat Seva Esports and stay alive? Thatcher, Jackal meet up with the Italians, and the mute ban has come out from the side of Team Super. Very interesting. They will be playing defense first, though I'm not sure what they were thinking about this. Are you going on defense? You ban the Thatcher? I mean, that's definitely something that you want to be doing, but banning the mute while you yourself ban Thatcher? Not a great choice. Let's see if that choice is the correct choice for Team Super or not, as we take a look at their rosters. Flickshot, Danger Babu, Nerupada, Skaleki, and Super Noob on the side of Team Super, while we have Darkside, Chris Ross, Warhead, Skiffy, and Turdinator on the side of Seva Esports. A very nice name. In fact, Turdinator, definitely 10 on 10 name. I've got to give him that. The creativity on that name has gone amazing. But that out of the way, we'll be seeing Flickshot come up with a 6-pick from the Pulse onto the Ella. All right, very interesting 6-pick over there. Is definitely from very heavily utility operator. You're going back to a little more frag potential. Nothing you don't want to fall back onto, but definitely something that will help you in taking those gunfights. Let's see if that is something that will save Team Super. I think the Ella is essentially insurance against Seva Esports over here. In case they happen to go for a rush strategy, something in the lines of that. But now with the mute being banned,
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
not going to be all the while more easy for the defense to just have their standard goals being done and have a more kind of a little more emphasis in terms of how they intend to take this map up. Baron thought it will be the first site, very common, very obvious that they'll be going there.
5
Super
seconds
Noob
left.
will also be bringing the Maestro. That means the information trade-off is going to be at maximum,
Attackers
and
are
that will
moving
also
to the
distract the attackers from coming in. But mind you, Thatcher is going to be banned. That is why Bomai becomes an important pick from the side of Skaleki. We'll be seeing the Ella run the shotgun actually. Alright, Flickshot will be running the shotgun and not the Scorpion. Quite interesting. I'm not sure we'll be playing though. I believe that's got to be on the white stairs. But meanwhile, Turdinator is moving up. Darkside is playing Thermite as well. Darkside on the Thermite, very interesting. Alright, looks like he's shifted to a little more support heavy role. Nerupada is playing on a really tricky spot. Nerupada, though, mind you, man has had the highest frags in Division 3. He might not be the top MVP, but in terms of kill counts, Nerupada has the highest counts back in the entirety of Division 3, mind you. It's a very important, a very interesting outlook towards what the man will bring to the table for the side of Team Super. With that out of the way, we'll be seeing Warhead that is playing the sledge. Warhead has definitely got some. He has some soft reach, and he does have that dynamic, he can just move around. But right now, Seva Esports, what they'll be doing first, their top priority is going to be establish control, and that is why, look at this, the perfect, beautiful cleanup from Chris Ross from downstairs, as he's using all of that utility up from downstairs. He's using the soft walls that this map first and the RED to perfection. Really well done by the IQ, and he's definitely putting the work in for his teammates. Still a lot of early game drone work being done, but a long angle being employed from the side of Danger Babu as he almost catches the head of the Jaeger. But look at this, he almost tried to lit up whoever attacker that is playing on that window. He's wrapping up and down. That's Zofia, I believe. But now Turdinator is here to join him. Skiffy and Turdinator with the Nomad and Zofia will be holding this rappel game on Cigar. There's an Ella playing awfully close to the side of the new hatch drop, but that is something that they want to shake her off of there. But mind you, to shake her off is definitely going to imply so much more hard work, so much more emphasis into watching each other's crossfires. And Danger Babu is going to pick up a kill already onto Chris Ross. I believe that was from the long angle that he was watching. But now Nerupada gives all the while, he gets all the while more freedom to play with. but the Ella has to come in with a peek. Does she come or
Attackers
not?
drop the
She's
diffuser.
playing very close. Skaleki will find a frag. Does he find one more? No, Skiffy is going to go down. That's the Wamai and the Ella coming alive. Really well played by Skaleki. That's the second for him. In fact, the Ella comes alive and Flickshot is going to find a kill on There's a rapid game and he's going to go outside, and what a play from Skaleki and the Ella. Really well played by Team Super over here. Skaleki definitely coming alive, getting that 3K to begin things off on Cafe against Seva Esports. Team Super are not backing down, and we just saw a perfect example of that on Bar and Cocktail. Really well played. Let us see if round 2 turns out to be in the favor of Seva Esports or not.
What a beautiful way to begin a map, especially on a map like Cafe Dostoevsky. Well played to have Team Super on the defense, and Seva Esports on the attack. Definitely need to pick themselves up after that one. It will be very demoralizing, to be absolutely shut down like that on your very first round. But we've seen flawless rounds come out from many teams before, on the very first round that is, and usually the opponent teams manage to bounce back very quickly. Whether or not Seva will be, however, remains to be seen, given their very precarious position and rather odd nature in the division stage of Season 3. As Monty said, and as we have mentioned before, the simple fact of the matter is Seva Esports came in very, very strong. They came in like a thunderstorm and somehow were completely taken to the cleaners for 3 matches straight. They did win a match in week 2, mind you, but only 1 in 4, giving them the unfortunate position of being in dead last so far. If they are able to win this game, of course, they might be able to give themselves some hope after winning tomorrow's game, because that is another essential that they have to pull off for themselves. Meanwhile, Team Super, they are on 4th position. If they manage to win this, it's all great. If they manage to win a couple of games, and if Team Area 69 does not have a good final week, then we might see Team Super head on towards Division 2. But again, that is a statistic we'll have to worry about later. The window and main door towards the northern side of Cafe's entryway have been opened, and Danger Bob is playing in code check, but he's not going to be challenged just yet by any of the attackers, as it looks like Seva Esports wants to go for a long roam clearing push. But are there any roamers at all from the side of Team Super? There are not. All 5 defenders are playing on the first floor. The only one remotely away from sight is Danger Babu. The man, of course, is lurking towards Code Check and the Wamai. I believe he's sitting in first floor. The VIP section with an ADS to protect his shield and magnets to protect himself from attacker utility. Once again, a powerful position being held by the Wamai right now, and Seva Esports have to try and get themselves this round through this defense. They have to go through Team Super, at the very least, a lot of their members before they can even hope to win this round. Vertical lines of sight are being established by Chris Ross right now, as he's going to be shooting as well to gain some extra line of sight, make some extra punch holes in soft walls here and there. He's going to be joined by Warhead, the Sledge, but a C4 is going to be coming out from the Kaid any second now. He's waiting for some intel or some sound cues for himself, but he's going to have to hold on to that for now. Another man is going to go out from Skalaki in the meanwhile. As shots are being fired by Seva Esports from above, and the Doc actually has a challenge right now from the window of the VIP area, the first floor lounge area, that is. So if you're trying to find this, Doc will not. However, Flickshot is going to go down. The smoke is off the board, and he's been found by Chris Roski. He takes a lot of damage in the meanwhile from Jaeger, I believe that is, who went for a run out right there. Unfortunately, unable to confirm the kill, as VIP area is slowly being taken hold of by the side of the attackers. He's going to go for a big run out right now, and he will find the Skeefy. That is the Zofia of the board, who was low on HP, but on the comeback is taken off by Turtonator. Darkseid in the meanwhile is taking a bit of damage as well. It is, oh, there goes the Wamai, who was trying to fall back into her sight, but Super Noob is going to find Darkseid in the meanwhile. It's a game of refrags, but Seva Esports are in the lead by 1 man. Super Noob playing very close to the breach right now, the heartbeat, and he's going to find the Nobody, who's unaware of his position. The double kill for the Kaid right now, and he's going to be refragged onto by another attacker, that's Chris Ross, with his double kill, as it is down to Narupada in a 1 versus 2. Plan is going off by Chris Ross, but the angle is being watched by the Sledge. He's going to be taken off the board, but the peak should come in. Yes, the Doc has been down. Will he be able to come back up in time? No, he won't. Narupada will be taken off the board. And Seva Esports, they came very close to losing the play right there, but managed to hold it down. The man, Chris Ross, playing very well for his team, is going to give them round 2.
A really beautiful attempt coming in from the dock over there, but just not enough to make that conversion happen. Definitely could have played that. Could have played that better is not the word I'm looking for. Is definitely could have played that. He played the best he could. I mean, it's not even something that we can happen to discuss about. Let's see how this match will take turns. As so far, it's been quite the quite the exciting turnaround that I've been getting to see. Let's see how that turns out as we go ahead into this matchup. We will be seeing pretty much a classic pick of ops coming in from both the sides of
Attackers need to locate and
playing
defuse
teams
bombs.
here. Seva Esports are putting that equalizer on board is something that they needed so badly, and now that they're still at it, let's see if they'll be able to make that conversion or not. Once again, the kitchen side is going to be kitchen, and downstairs Kai will be back in play. So something that I happen to be is very underrated. Excuse me, is the fact that the Kai's C4 is being used to perfection when it comes to having to trick the hatch, because getting the breach onto the freezer done is very easy. Right where Flickshot is reinforcing right now, perfect hosting by Revon. As we might even see a possible hatch drop come
10
up
seconds
if
to
you're
go.
not able to pull off a freezer breach. And that is exactly why the C4 happens to
5
be a little
seconds
too
remaining.
underrated in terms of how it is being used. If that happens to be used this time around in this match,
Attackers are
or in this
moving out
round
to
at least,
locate a
definitely
bomb
that
and
is something
defuse
I'll
it.
be commending, that I'll be applauding. That being said, we'll be proceeding ahead with this matchup. And if no early frags coming in because there's no spawn peek being done from the 17 Super. They definitely want to take the sweet time, and that little spot, you happen to electrify all three of these, and yeah, he's going to find that sweet spot as well. Super low. Look at that utility being used to perfection. In fact, let's see if he's going to convert that into a victory or not, as we'll be proceeding ahead. And just a moment here, as I happen to just make a little bit of an arrangement. There we go. We'll be seeing Skiffy going for the rappel. He's going to make sure that he gets his position on the roof up top very well, nice and clear. That is something that you want to be doing if you're playing the anti-utility, obviously, with the Zofia. As many players happen to have this misconception on the fact that if you're playing Zofia, you've got to frag out. No, that's fragging is secondary. You've got to make sure you deploy or cancel out all the utilities. But being obvious, they've had an amazing control established on the top floor already. No kills have come out so far, and that means they essentially will come down to the soft reset they are trying to, and the C4 play from Super Noob is here. But that's a little too quick, and that's why he's going to put that back in the back pocket. Alive, and he's not going to find anything though, but meanwhile the breach charges are going alive, and looks like fighting big within the Legion Skippy. He's not able to find that frag though, and that is not the Legion actually, that is the Yake. It's going to get taken off and relieved of his head. Skippy, really well played by him. The Zofia, not really got a chance to use it yet, but he's definitely going to strike his brains out. We'll be seeing Dirtinator, the Nomad, make his way downstairs on the side of White Stairs, while Flickshot will be watching this long angle that he's got for himself. Still, the top floor control is something that is as being a concerning point, at least for the side of the defense. That is definitely going to shake them off. Let's see if Seva Esports can bring another point on board for them, as they happen to have themselves a good man count established early. Only 1 minute left. Not much map control being done except for the top floor, and now the beach is going to go down. That means the pressure on the Flickshot is going to be real. Meanwhile, Narupada is going to come chime in. He's going to find a frag onto Skiffy, I believe. Yes, that is a really nice frag. Flickshot will be very low on SP. Might as well pick a fight and lose it. No, he's going to whip that. Flickshot goes down. Look at Diana. She is definitely bringing the guns back for herself, and more than that, helping her team more. Very influential. There's a possible heal coming into the dot as well, but not yet. Flickshot has to move to speed, but she's not going to find that frag. He's going to go down in the hands of the Nomad. Meanwhile, a possible 3 vs 3 established. Let's see who's going to take that frag into the dock, who's staying on the hallway. From all the stackers from the side of Seva is coming in, but the dock before going down, he's going to get a frag. Skeleton comes alive. It's a 3 vs 1, and the dock gets the final kill as well. What's going on? Team Super, look at that frag power on the team. They are not stopping, and definitely very definitive the name it stands for. Look at that shot. Look at that beauty. And boy, the dog Narupada, there is a reason why the man is the highest fragger in the entirety of Division 3, and you just saw exactly why. Oh boy, what a round coming in from the side of Team Super here on the defense.
Well, more than that, the dog being downed by the push from the Nomad and the Sledge was helped by the fact that there was a third attacker there who was taken out by the Wamai. Skalaki was there with perfect support, allowing Doc to get himself back up with a stim pistol, 75 HP on the man, just enough to save himself from the SMG push of the Sledge, and that beautiful shot to round things out. We're going to be going back to third floor bar from the side of Team Super on the defense. And this should be a very interesting match from this point on, indeed, especially off the back of that round, because even if Save Esports managed to have themselves a good man count going into the last minute of the round, unfortunately, they seem to have messed it up somewhere, lost the play, so to speak, and now we are back in round 4 with 2-1 scoreline. Something of a interesting statistic that I seem to have stumbled across while going over all the data is actually these two teams have met before in this league, in Season 3, that is, in the qualifiers. And Save Esports, we all know how they were in the qualifiers. They 7-0'd Team Super back then. And now Team Super have a chance for maybe not a 7-0 revenge, obviously not, because Save have managed to win a round. But already they have put up a much better fight back against Saver Esports attack than they did way back in the qualifiers. It only stands to see what kind of round differential they'll be trying to take the victory by, because again, Seva is not about to give up. They may not have the most assured chance excuse me, of going into staying in Division 3 for that matter, but again, having the most assured chance and having a chance are two different things. You can be assured of something, but you have to take the play to be assured of that chance. And there's a few factors as well that go into that, as Nirubra once again playing that very risky angle right by the default plant spot actually of the bar area. Tried to go for Chris Ross's head, unfortunately he wasn't able to find it. Skeefy looks like he's going to be going for an Amaru play. He's standing, he's waiting. Very still right now. There we go, the line scans in and the Amaru's up. Chris is going to find one, that's Nirubra down. The the LMG comes out, but no. He will be refragged onto by Danger Bell. Skeefy goes down as the dock is in, but the planter is down as well. Skalaki finds Chris Ross, who was busy planting in the middle of sight. Unfortunately, the Finka Lion, not enough cover. Ward's going to go into White Stairs as another Lion scan comes out. And the spear is coming out from the side of the Finka. No, he's going to find Goyo. That's because of the heal, of course, that he has. The overheal, that is. And the Dekebi is in. Darkside, I think he has the diffuser once again, as the phones are ringing for Skalaki and Supernoob right now. They have to find both of these attackers, and Supernoob barely escaping. The Lion scan finds him, of course, leaving Skalaki the only one inside of sight. Marks are coming in, as he will go for the fire under the skylight. He'll find one. Will he find the Finka? Pistols out, and he will! It's a triple kill for Skalaki. He's the only one remaining, because the Maestro has been taken down by Turtonator. No, am I? 1v1 against a Dekebi with a DMR. This is going to be very intense indeed. This round has been very intense on the gunfights. Saver Esports trying their hardest as flashbangs are coming out, and will find Skalaki flash. Will he find the kill? Yes, he will! Turtonator, that is going to be the one to finish things off with a flash that worked brilliantly in his favor. Unfortunately, the Wamai just happened to go into that room at the wrong time. And that gives Save Esports round 4, equalizing the early game round count 2-2 in round 5. All right. Round 5 is going to be in play from the side of both these teams. Third floor bar is going to be the site of choice once again from the defense. And this should be very exciting indeed from this point onwards. 2-2, an equal scoreline. And we are barely getting started with this match. We've had 2 rounds come all the way down to 1 versus 1s that have been won by Save Esports, mind you. And then again, the first one on Kitchen was more of a better take and a bit of a misplay from the Doc. This one, once again, a bit of a misplay from the Wamai, trying to go for the peek in towards Cocktail Lounge before the flashbang went off, that is. Being at the wrong place at the wrong time, as I said right there. Yeah, unfortunately, not giving him enough of a room to play with, and being flashed, of course, meant that he couldn't see or hear where he was going. He couldn't hear the Dekebi coming in. And maybe he could have tried pre-firing the angle. He was looking the right way, but unfortunately, That's just a what-if situation
10
to
seconds
ponder upon,
remaining.
as we all know what happened right there. Save Esports with the second round of board for themselves. Looks like Danger Babu might be setting up a couple of spawn peaks right now on the Whiskey and Piano windows out of the western side of Cafe Dostoevsky. There's a couple of bodies here, of course, and that is Warhead, and I believe that's Darkseid with the diffuser, the Thermite, of course. As is the Doc going to find anybody? The windows are being peeked as well, as shots are being fired, but Danger Babu so far so good. Not going to be peeked just yet. He knows that the rappel's coming in from the sledge. He's going to find him any second now. Not quite. He's pulling back. Doesn't look like he's found anybody. Nope, he has pulled back in towards main site. I'm going to deploy Barbara as he goes and fall back for the time being.
Reloading my ammo.
Going to be staying here for the time being. Narupada once again in this very tricky position by the default plant spot of third floor bar, as the hatch is going to be open from the side of Save Esports on the attack right now. Shots are fired. There's Skiffy with the LMG on the Sophia. Okay, not a gun you see a whole lot of, but it's a very powerful gun indeed when used in the right way. And of course, the right way of an LMG is to just start firing and never stop. Meanwhile, Super he's going to make a rotate in and out of both the sites right now. As more shots are being fired. That is the G8A1 of Chris Ross. He's trying to find an attacker, a defender, excuse me, inside a site, but the second one pushes in from the side of Save Esports. They're going to be covering their flanks with, of course, the air jabs of the Nomad. Warren sitting in reading room, looks like he's waiting for some pings from the side of his teammates, some intel to go for an underneath grenade play, and he might just find either the Doc or the Valkyrie right here. Anything could happen. Meanwhile, Terminator holding down the Heaven balcony towards the west side as pings are out. The grenade's out as well. And he will find Flickshot. What a play from Warhead to find a defender. And Flickshot is down and off the board. Danger Babu is the only one inside the third floor cockpit right now. He's been droned out. And he knows for a fact that there is a sledge down there. But no, it's going to be Chris Ross to find Danger Babu with the G8A1 LMG. IQ on the rappel doing a lot of damage right now. It's a 3 versus 5 that Team Super have to wriggle out of right now, if they are, of course, able to. Skalaki has the bandit dark spot from the looks of things. He's going to be holding down the red stairs entryway as the IQ still on the rappel. He might find this other operator. Chris does take a bit of damage as the concussors are coming out from the Zofia. Meanwhile, there's a white stairs push as well, and a drone has marked where the Maestro is sitting. Skalaki has found Skiffy in the meanwhile. This is Warhead on the white stairs with, of course, his L85 in hand. Brings out the secondary. Does the Maestro know that there's a push coming in? No, he doesn't. And he'll be taken down, but Warhead's going to get refragged onto by the woman from inside the piano, making it a 2 versus 3. Skalaki with a double kill for himself. He's gotten all the kills in this round for his team. And Narupada is going to take down the planter, and the IQ goes down as well. It's a 2 versus 1 suddenly. All down to the repelling Nomad Terminator. Full on HP, but no diffuser, and very little time in hand. Suddenly the 2v4 has become a 2v1 between Narupada and Skalaki, and this does not look like Save Esports round. The Scarlet drop is in, and Narupada will find the kill onto Terminator, giving Team Super round 5. And what a play from these two defenders right here to turn the tides around and secure the round for themselves, getting themselves the lead once again. 3-2 the scoreline going into round 6, last round before roll swap.
A beautiful play that we're getting to see from both these teams today, but more importantly, it's coming down to how they are trying to outplay each other. That is, I think that is what making the match all the while more spicy and more interesting. That last round was definitely some amazing play that we got to see from Team Super. Let's see if we'll be seeing more of that as we are going ahead on round 6 before the roll swap coming in. Definitely a position that Saber Esports would like to be in, as they happen to be on defense after that. But as of now, it's going to be a priority for Team Super to take this match 4-2, and that is definitely an advantage that they'll be walking away with. Even if it happens to be a 3-3, Saber Esports could still make it out. You know, they happen to go on defense, and they might as well get the victory in for them. And quite the contrary, you know, the last time we saw Saber Esports and Team Super fight against each other, it was not exactly in Team Super's favor, and more importantly, I mean, we know how it went. All of us know how that went down. Let's see if that is going to be something as we proceed ahead into this matchup. Skalaki is moving up white stairs already. He's got the bandit that he's running. We usually don't see the bandit come out, but it's mostly the guy being put to use when it comes to a map like Cafe. But more importantly is the fact that Team Super needs that frag potential on board. They need to make it happen, and that is exactly where the map is here. Oh, alright, I didn't happen to notice this. The side is downstairs, it's reading room and library. I was assuming that is on the side of garden area, about garden stuff, you know, but it's okay. We'll be seeing the push from Saber Esports happening a little more saturated on the south end. Because we're seeing Chris Ross come up with the IQ play once again. Chris Ross is doing in terms of how he's playing IQ so far. Let's see if that is going to be a play that his team needs to make this into a conversion and into a victory eventually. Flick shot will be playing smoke and a roaming smoke. In fact, very interestingly, he's running around the map. I see him as a little bit of turnaround that we're having to rotate cams between players, you know, just to find whether a little piece of action is going on. But look at this. The way Seva is positioned right now, I believe they're going for isolated push onto the side. Oh, yes, they are. Skippy is already trained. Chris is going to be in that rappel while the white flank will watch by himself. There's a push coming in from the possible music area as well. That Certinator and Darkside already made their way inside. A breach comes in and they'll be having safe haven above. But do we know, is there somebody playing in the side of Piano? The hatch opening could be something that might turn out fatal for them. And that is also something that they'll have to worry about in case Maestro comes up with his scams. And more importantly, if he comes up with the other, a need being cooked for Warhead. I believe that scams Maestro, yes it will, but Maestro's gonna win that fight. Super news, look at this, the guns come alive once again for the side of Team Super. And that is something that is working out for them so far. Let us see if Seva Esports will be able to counter them at that or not. They've got to stop them right dead in their track right now. Because if they don't happen to stop the momentum, make that plan down, and then it'll be a post-plan situation for the defense to work against it. We're still seeing Dark Side and Skiffy. In fact, they're trying to get some more information. They happen to make that push. Looks like they're a little stalled up. Smoke's coming in from the side of the smoke. Right, Supernova is going to drop another pack. There's a Maestro. I told you, this is just like I said, a very, very influential position that is being played by the Maestro over here. That's from the bottom of the white stairs. If you don't happen to dislodge this man with the gun that has 80 mags on him, and more importantly, it's a gun for people who don't know. It's called name. Supernova is still holding very, very strong, in fact, in terms of how he intends to go with this push. He's going to stall it out a little. The entirety of the defense is come on right now. But C4 goes out, nothing to convert. Everybody's come alive on this little hallway and the bend. But no, Supernova is going to lose life. In fact, Skippy is going to have himself a team kill down on the dark side. That's very, very fatal for the way Seva Esports looks right now. Skippy will be making his way inside. He's going to get that frag as well. Look at that. Amazing play coming in from me. He's going to get a third. That's a very important frag indeed. Now he could go for the plan, but Skullet, he's down, sort of down Narupada in a 1 versus 2 that he's got to make happen. Plan is going down, creeping up on the hallway. That's a 90 bend that he's looking at. Does he find the frag or not is a big question. They'll still be waiting for this push to happen. He's not going to find it right now. No, at least not at the moment. He's trying to find Chris Ross. He's going to get that revive in for his teammate. Skulaki is going to be the one getting revived. And we're still seeing Chris Ross holding on very strong. He's got the rappling game on and he's not going to win that fight. Look at this. Clutch from Team Super. What an amazing play, in fact. Very well played by the German brothers. Is going to award Team Super another round on the board. And they'll be walking into the role swap with a 4-2 scoreline. Oh boy. What a play from this defensive team. Really well done. Really well executed towards the end there, and some amazing composure that we can see from the players here. Oh boy, that's definitely happened to lose a little bit of a track there because of my feed happened to just distort a little. But anyways, we did get that. I did get the feed when it mattered the most, as the clutch was captured. So yeah, really amazingly played by Team Super.
Absolutely well played from the side of Team Super right there, shutting down the hold from Seva Esports. Skiffy, out the back of that team kill, he looked like he was going on a rampage, especially in the post-plant situation, pre-plant situation. But unfortunately, post-plant, just crawling around in that area, giving away his position, allowing the Jaeger to wallbang him, and then the play from the Jaeger to go and revive his down teammate, the Bandit, who knew exactly where the repelling Nomad was. And unfortunately, Nomad was not able to win that gunfight when it mattered the most because the peek was in from the Bandit while the Jaeger went for the counter defuse. Well played, well organized from Team Super right at the end there to clutch out the round, giving themselves, of course, a 4-2 scoreline going into round 7. Seva Esports are now on the defense, of course, giving them that little bit of an advantage when it comes to Cafe, but Cafe is a map that tends to swing very wildly indeed, so Team Super could very much get these attacking rounds, attacking rounds for themselves nice and quickly, and then suddenly we would see Seva Esports in a terrible position indeed. But again, it is all speculation from my end here on this match, the second match of the first finale day for Division 3. as just some finishing touches being put from the side of Saber Esports on towards this hole that they're making. And once again, Saber Esports out from River Docks to save themselves from any potential spawn peaks, except for the one outside of the reading room door. Oh, excuse me, Team Super is the one who are attacking them. Right, I forgot roll swap is in play. I said it myself and then I forgot. Nice memory right there. But Chris Ross, he's going to be not holding down quite here. Looks like he's just making sure that there's some lines of sight through the desk of default plant in bar. Skeefy's the one playing around in that area. Once again, a risky spot, but we've seen a lot of risky spots and plays come out from the side of Team Super when they were on the defense. So things are definitely going to get very heated as we have an entire east side rappel set coming out with flashbangs from Skalaki, Danger Babu as well. The hatches are being broken by the sledge in the meanwhile as the castle is spotted inside of Cocktail for the time being. Cocktail back and he might be pushed in second out. Flashbangs are coming in. Skeefy is very flashed inside of Bar, but the flash effect has worn off. In the meanwhile, the attackers are trying to find where this castle is sitting. They want to make this push happen. Again, no kills confirmed so far. More flashbangs coming in as there is Terminator on the white stairs hallway again, and this could be either a very good or a very terrible push from the side of Team Super. Darkseid's got to be careful of below him, of course, because there is flick shot down below the sledge with the grenades, and we know with that mark coming out that there might just be a play coming in from that operator. A frag comes in, but Darkseid only takes a tiny bit of damage, nothing major to worry about. He's going to go on one of the tables right now, and that, of course, the call-out will be given to the side of the sledge to not waste his nades because the table will not be grenadable for that matter, as there are two attackers down on the second floor. Nerput in the meanwhile is going to be using his utilities as Darkseid is so low on HP, so much happening around him. But the man is still surviving. He's sticking around, and he's not going to kick the bucket just yet. Skeefy went for a run out, but unfortunately he's not going to be finding anyone just for the time being. He goes for it again, but Danger Mob was aware of the fact that there's a runner coming in. He's going to go for the rappel in instead. Will he be found? Shots are not fired quite yet. He sees the Legion on the white stairs. Will he find him? Yes, he will. The headshot's in. Terminator's down, and so is the castle. The Thermite's in with a huge play as there are shots fired towards him, but he's behind the reinforcement. Safe and sound. Chris Ross is going for the throw of the gas canister, but the plant is almost done, and it will be the smoke canister. Unfortunately, it's too short. The shotgun's in, but he will lose that fight as another kill comes in for the Thermite, and Skalaki's got one more, and Thermite gets another Danger Bubble with the 4K to give Team Super round 7 from the push onto the Cocktail balcony. The man with the play, the Thermite rushing into sight when it mattered the most and winning his gunfights. 5-2 is the scoreline going into round 8, and Team Super are looking very strong indeed.
Oh boy, that Thermite though, amazingly well played. Mr. Reborn, if we could take a quick look at the scoreboard, I definitely want to see the kills that have been racked up. Skalaki on 11 frags, Danger Bob with that 4K coming up, it's definitely put him up on the leaderboard. Really, really influential round from the Thermite over there. It was essentially a one-man army push that came down from him. And boy did that convert to perfection. Let's see if that is going to be something we'll be seeing proceed ahead. Really well played by Danger Bob. We've got to give him that, man. And now that I think about it, it's definitely going to be such a tedious job for me and the admins out there to sit down and calculate the kill death ratios on that. So many things have been happening recently.
Attackers have located a bomb.
It's just a little bit of a to and fro that we'll have to do, but definitely that is something I'm not backing down for. I would love to sit down and calculate all of that because boy oh boy, this match gets otherwise more exciting. Let's see if going ahead we'll be finding some more action or not. We'll be seeing a possible reinforcement. No, that is going to be a soft call that we'll be seeing Chris Ross come out with. Danger Babu once again will be paying the Thermite, but the man did not even have to get the breach down. More importantly, that's the most funniest thing of all. The frag might came alive, got the plant down. It's amazing to watch stuff like that. That being said, we'll be seeing ourselves head into the matchup. Yeah, a little bit of an internet distortion here for my apologies. We'll be seeing ourselves head into this game, and yes, we're seeing Skalaki coming with the no match out once again. Looks like it's going to be another Apple game that we'll see bring out a life concern. Let's see if that is what they want to do. Nerupata will be playing the Zofia. Meanwhile, this time around, I believe Seva Esports has gotten
Attackers
into a little bit of
dropped
a
the diffuser. Attackers
adaptation
recovered
here in
the bomb
terms of how Team Super is attacking. But based on my experience, this thing will not work this time around. Some things just do not work twice.
Bomb located by attackers.
I believe the defensive team is wise enough to understand that as well. We'll be seeing the drone works and the Zofia charges come out, but Chris Ross is taking so much damage that he's going to have to fall back. No less loss, at least on the side of either of the teams so far. Let's see if that is going to be something. Is going to be something that will matter or not. So coming down to the hole that Seva Esports is bringing out is definitely the fact that Team Super will have to bring in some frags if they want to convert that into a victory. Possible peek coming in into the crosshairs of Skiffy, that he's putting that angle onto the Heaven Rappel, but nobody has decided to peek him in that angle yet. So Danger Baba is going to get that frag onto Skiffy instead. Baba, look at that. The angle that was being employed by the Jaeger gets taken out. It's taken out by the counter peek from Danger Babu. Once again, you do not want to challenge this man in a gunfight because he could do exactly that. Shut you down right in your tracks. Another repack coming in from Chris Ross. That switch shot out of the way. That's a very important kill because now without the bucket play, the vertical play will not be used anymore. That means Zerapata is going to come alive with his play. But no, this time around the push from Danger Babu is not going to work out because, like I said, Seva Esports is all the while more wiser to understand the adaptation that they need to make to stop that push from the man. Tomar buys the dust more on the Zofia, no man and the ad, but Zofia is going to go in for the Rappel as well. She's not going to find anybody. She tries to go for the knife and smoke is going to clean that life along with the SM11 play, and another one goes down. That's a Nomad off the board. It's a 1-3. Meanwhile, he's got to plus this, but he won't. As Seva is getting a round 8 victory for themselves. He might be going into a rehost or rebound. Please don't forget to hit the tab button in case you are choosing to do so. There you go, the tab button does come in, and we will be taking a quick look at the scoreboard as we are going into the rehost as well. We'll be right back in just a moment, guys. Don't go anywhere as this match gets all the while more exciting. Will we see Team Super take this to match point, or will we see Seva Esports make this comeback? Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Justice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a zero becomes a one, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the game between Team Super and Seva Esports. We are back from the rehost, and of course, where we left off, Seva Esports had a brilliant defense on third floor bar to shut down Team Super from taking, the lead a little bit too far. 5-3, of course, is the scoreline, still in favor of Team Super. They are the ones who look like they could take this match quite early, Supernova is going to go for the 6-pick out of the Monty into the IQ, and the smoke being brought in by Skeefy out of the Valkyrie. First floor kitchen is going to be the site, and Supernova, he's unconfirmed and reconfirmed. All right. The IQ's in, 6-pick tickets are used up, and we are loaded into the lobby. It should be a very, very exciting game from this one onwards, because Seva, they do not want to lose this no matter what. They need to equalize, and they need to push for the victory if they are to even remotely have a chance of staying in the league itself, because just like TR and Valiant, who are also in Division 3 in this season, Seva Esports have tried for 3 seasons straight in the qualifiers. Unfortunately, seasons 1 and 2 were not theirs to be had, but season 3, they made it in, and they made it in with a bang. Unfortunately, after making it in, unlike Valiants, so to speak, they have not had a good time at all, especially especially in week 1. Week 2 was a little bit better, breaking even with their 2 games, but week 1 was just not a good time for them in the slightest. But with that being said, round 9 is going to be in play, and Team Super, they sit 1 round away from match point, 2 from the victory, and Seva Esports sit 2 round away from just equalizing with the side of Team Super right now. And that is what they need to do. They need to equalize before they can push for match point, because without equalizing, of course, you can't. And more than that, prioritizing earlier goals will help them achieve them better, gain a better understanding of the way Team Super is playing, and get them those round victories one by one. Looks like it's a side focus hold from the side of Seva Esports this time around, as Team Super is just making sure that there are no roamers on the second floor, with drones going in towards mining and train room and towards piano on the top floor. As a Super Noob and the man with the diffuser, that is Nerupara, the Zofia, is going to be making her way in towards the piano area down the red stairs very soon, just making sure once again that there are no roamers, and Seva not of course bringing in any roamers to the play. They're just making sure that they have all their men accounted for, sitting downstairs in the first floor, down the red stairs in code check inside a site. They actually will rotate in and out of the cold room as well, which is a fairly interesting play. But with seeing as they're holding down the bar, the first floor bar and lounge area, with the Mai in that area as well, Warhead with a good angle from on top of one of the sofas, it might just work out for the flick shot in the meanwhile, making vertical lines aside for himself, as Danger Bob is going to take out the hatch of Cold Room. Debana, of course, better suited for this position, less likely to get C4 from below, and Seva Esports are, of course, aware of that, of the back of the sounds that they're hearing from the Hibana. Meanwhile, Christos still holding down in Bakery. The man can just chill out for the time being. The push is not going to focus on him any second. Now it's Danger Babu. He is very close to shooting out that soft wall that he's looking at, but of course, Hibana having only 21. Burnib is going to be taking out a lot of defender utility with the RD scanner, and then using the recharge to make a line of sight for himself into calls that Seva has made for him. But there's less than 40 seconds remaining. No action has happened between either team so far. No gunshots, no trades. And now Team Super, they wasted a lot of time, and they're still droning away. They need to make this push happen. Less than 30 seconds remain. If they don't go for it now, they will never be able to get this push in. They will never be able to get the plant off and never get the execute down. Skolaki, it looks like he's going to have to drop the fireplace hatch, and he will. The Y is going to be heard out, and he will lose that gunfight, unfortunately, as Super Dim gets that kill, but it's a 4v4. The shot comes in from the, looks like dark side, but no, bodies are being dropped. Seva Esports is a 3 versus 3. The Danger Bubble goes down inside of Cold Room. The diffuser has been dropped. It's all down to Flickshot to try and find the last 2 defenders. He doesn't have time, and time will take away the clock for the favor of Saver Esports. Team Super, they had the idea, but not the execution. The time was what they needed to capitalize on, and they did not at all, droning away well when the 30-second mark had passed. Still droning and trying to make the execution happen in 20 seconds against Saver. Not working out whatsoever. With that being said, 5-4 is the scoreline. Saver Esports are very close to making a comeback happen. Round 10 is underway.
They might as well make this comeback happen, if you ask me, because, like I said, having to be on the defense of Cafe has its own perks, and it looks like Saver Esports is making sure they get all of them in. Let's see if that equalizer comes in and we
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
And this amazing matchup. Round 10 will be underway. The only sense to see this 7-round Saver Esports will be going inside of reading and library. Does give a little bit more room for the attackers to convert this into a victory, mind you. Reading a library happens to be a little more unorthodox. That means it's a little more unfavorable for the defenders to work with. But then again, Cafe happens to be a little too comfortable for defenders to play. You know, I'm gonna be very honest here in terms of how Cafe is on a general scale. Let's see if that is going to be a conversion that they'll be able to make or not. Getting a nice top down view, you know. I'm going to see all the possible strategies that are bringing up from the side of the defense here. No, nothing done, at least not as of now. No early frag as well. That's looking great, looking good for both these teams. The possible spawn peak was into play, though, but not convert into anything. Let's see if that is going to be a case that they might. No, they won't be walking away with that one. Precious will be playing on the side of painting, and Skiffy will be playing with the shield downstairs. Very interesting position of in terms of how Saver Esports intends to hold this. More interestingly, it's the fact that Skiffy is holding essentially the side of museum and it's not necessary that you happen to employ a man completely over there when you have the top floor. When you have the top floor being watched, you know that's how it works. That's Siege 101. We'll be seeing a little bit of drone work being done, no action so far, and once again I believe it's the fact that Team Soup is investing a little too much time maybe on droning stuff out, but not making that into a conversion. That is definitely something that they'll have to learn from and make changes accordingly. Let's see if that is something they'll be doing. Not as we proceed ahead in this matchup. Still no frags being thrown around, so there's no action happening, more importantly. But a frag comes in, and that is Warhead getting a frag onto that is Supernova. My blurred out visuals here. There's no doctor to revive him, or rather put him back on the HP, and that is also going to give away the advantage that he can possibly have in another gunfight. But the AUG is definitely a gun that you've got to be scared of. Let's see if he's able to make that into a conversion or not. We're still seeing a little bit of drone push coming in from them, but another frag comes alive. Alright, very interesting. We're seeing a 4-4 established, make that a 3-4 as the Habana is going to have Warhead comes alive despite having subtle SHP, and I believe that is a C4. I'm not sure. I cannot see it on the screen. That's where Flick Shot would come to the need as well. He's going to be watching whoever tries to grenade the side of Cocktail, but there's nobody to find. No, there is still Water playing inside Freezer. That means he's come awfully close to that rotation that he's got for himself, and he might be going in with this one any moment. He's going to get caught up in a bad spot, and that's the stairs.
Attackers recovered the bomb.
And Nerupata are the only ones alive with 40 seconds. But the way Seva looks like, they are definitely on an amazing position. Standing on dark side. Darkseid has made his way back to Pillars. Oh, no, that is Museum. But he's going to lose his life. There is Legion gone off the board. Flick Shot. Will be working with him. He's got Skiffy and Alternative to find.